AITA for suggesting that my sister chose an easy love. My younger sister and I were very close when young, but no so much now. I was born in fairly well-to-do Hindu family. I fell in love and married a Muslim man and had to convert to his religion. My family was pretty pissed off that I converted, but we've kept in touch. Recently my sister announced that she was in love with a guy she'd met while trekking and they had plans to marry. My mom invited me for a girls' day. Just me, her and my sister at my parents' home for a fun day. My sister began to talk about her fiance, how they hated each other at first but then fell in love etc etc. I was happy for her. It all began when I asked what religion he was. Imagine my surprise when she said that he was Hindu in the same community as our parents. This would mean that it would make my father absolutely over the moon. I asked her if she was sure she loved him, because it seemed unbelievable that she would meet someone from the same small community as our parents and fall in love. She got angry and told me that she was absolutely sure she was in love with him. I suggested that maybe she thought she was in love because it was easy and there was no challenges involved. I explained to her that if she was truly in love, she wouldn't choose someone so obviously a match. It was as though our parents chose him from a catalog. She told me that it didn't matter. She loved him and that's it. And I was being rude. I told her that I wasn't. I was just looking out for her and didn't want her to bear the brunt of societal expectations on who to marry. I then asked her if she was marrying him to appease our parents. At this point my sister blew up on me and began fuming that she was not a kid. She didn't need to appease anyone etc etc. At this point my mom told me, not her, to get out of the house. Later my sister told me never to contact her again, nor ever see her face or come to her wedding. She called me toxic. I was just looking out for her. AITA. You sound bitter that your sister is going to have an easier path than you. It's not at all weird that she fell in love with someone from her community. Having that in common can be a real bond for people. You way overstepped and were really shitty to her at what should have been a happy moment. Apologize right away or the toxic label will absolutely apply. Upvote the assholes. Friends. This one is beyond the pale. Yes. AITA. It might seem unlikely, but choosing a partner that you love and pleases your parents can happen. You could have asked her once if she was sure and if your parents had influenced things, but if she said no, she genuinely loved him, then you should have stopped and told her that you were happy for her. This. If Op just asked once then left it at that, I might say no assholes here. But pestering her and bringing all this pessimism and negativity into it? Definitely AITA. AITA. She is a grown woman and can marry who she likes. I understand you're trying to look out for her, but it is her decision. For her sake though, I hope that she is marrying for all the right reasons. But it was rude for you to make those insinuations. Edited for grammar. AITA. How do you know that she cares about what your parents think? It sounds like you have an issue with her marrying someone from your parents' community in general. But then expect everyone should be accepting of who you married. She probably sees it that way and is why she called you toxic. You have a unfair double standard. AITA. I explained to her that if she was truly in love, she wouldn't choose someone so obviously a match. It was as though our parents chose him from a catalog. What? You can't be in love if you're an obvious match? What nonsense is this? I understand that you are concerned she is choosing her life partner for her parents and not for herself. But the way you went about this was all wrong, and you owe your sister an apology. I think Op is romanticizing marriage into something that must only happen after a struggle. Life is not a shitty romance movie. If the sister found a compatible match and easy path to relationship happiness, she should have been happy for her. AITA. You don't pick a spouse based off some kind of challenge difficulty. It's not a video game where you're like, let's pick survivor mode and your sister is like, no. I'm a newbie. I want easy mode. Do you know what love is? If 50 First Dates taught me anything, it's that the best relationships are the ones where you repeatedly make a girl with a rare form of short-term memory loss fall in love with you every day and go to bed knowing she'll forget you in the morning. But you don't care, because that's what love is all about. Why would anyone want anything different? /s. AITA for the way you framed her intentions. It might be convenient that his religion conforms with your parents', but that would not invalidate her feelings for him if she says she loves him. You shouldn't be an obvious match with the person you plan on marrying. What nonsense is this? AITA. Well, I mean, it can only be true love if you've overcome the odds and had a lot of drama. Right? /s. AITA. I'm too speechless to explain why. Mom then told me, not her, to get out of the house. And why the fuck would your mom tell her to get out of? AITA. Not everybody has to go through fire and brimstone to find their true love. Be happy for your sister and stop being bitter that you decided to pick someone who wasn't a perfect match. AITA. Love doesn't have to be a challenge, and you do not get to decide who can love who or dictate her feelings. I honestly wouldn't want a challenge to love someone. Drama is not romantic to me. AITA. How condescending. So much this. Excuse me. But are you sure you even know what real love is? I chose my husband from a different religion. You've probably never heard of him. Literally the rationale of music snobs as applied to spouses. JFC. Also, in case it wasn't clear up, AITA. Honestly. Wow. If you don't see why AITA, I don't think we can say anything to change your mind. The absolute worst is your defense of yourself. How is telling your sister you don't believe she's really in love looking out for her? AITA. You seem to be brainwashed tbh. AITA. Holy shit. Who are you decide if she really loves him? You're talking nonsense. AITA and really bitter. You were vile to her and absolutely toxic. AITA. Not all relationships have to have been founded in conflict just to be true love. You sound bitter and jealous that she has found someone that your parents can so easily accept, having had to fight for acceptance of your own choice. Grow up and get over it. She says she loves him and is happy. You should be happy for her, not raining on her parade. I realize you feel it unfair that she has support and acceptance for her relationship. But sometimes life is unfair. And ultimately, you chose to pursue a relationship that your folks have trouble accepting. It sucks. But as long as all parties are happy in their choices, what does it matter? Let it go. Apologize to your sister for being a downer. And celebrate her happiness. And your own. AITA. Unless this man is abusive or something like that, you should be happy she found someone she loves and is lucky enough to not have the same struggles as you. Love isn't based on difficulty of the trials and tribulations. AITA. You have no reason to think she's not in love with him. You think you know better than she does about her own mind. AITA Rob. You were absolutely rude to your sister. How would you feel if she started interrogating you on whether or not you were in love with your husband because he's someone your parents don't approve of? Spoiler alert, it wouldn't feel very good. WTF. AITA. Do you even have to ask? It sounds like you're surprised that love can be a nice thing. You need to look at yourself and your definition of love. You were toxic and trying to implant sick ideas into her head and ruin her happiness. But that's not the part that troubles me. I'm worried for you because I'm not sure if you're actually an asshole or whether your experiences with love have been negative. And you choose to tell yourself that no man is perfect rather than accept that you drew a short stick. I did that once before. I told myself to accept my ex-BF because no man is perfect. But then I left anyway. And let me tell you, there's always someone better out there. Take care of yourself. Because something tells me that you're hiding the same way I did. AITA. Stop projecting on your sister and get therapy. AITA. You are toxic. You are bitter that your sister will be making your parents happy. Which is so wrong, because she isn't even doing it for them. She fell in love. If you don't believe it's true love, keep that to yourself. It was incredible rude of you to say what you said. You are not God. You don't know for a fact that she is not truly in love. Just because he is a cookie cutter version of a husband doesn't mean it's fake. You are so miserable and your family can tell. That's why your mom made you leave, and that's why you were labeled toxic. AITA. Why are you gatekeeping her love? She's trying to gatekeep love in general too. Only her love is real because she struggled against mommy and daddy for it. I understand asking her once if you were worried about some unconscious pressure or something. But WTF are you doing being so pushy about it? I explained to her that if she was truly in love, she wouldn't choose someone so obviously a match. Question mark, question mark, question mark. What does that even mean? Since when are you the authority on what constitutes being truly in love? AITA. Love doesn't have to be this tumultuous. Opposites attract. We love each other in spite of these differences. Hollywood bullshit. In my personal experience, it actually probably shouldn't be. Of course she met and fell in love with a guy who is the same religion and from the same community as her. Those two things right there mean they have a ton in common and a ton of the same values. That's not even going into what interests they share. The guy I dated before my husband was a conservative Catholic who wasn't very into the arts and wasn't very adventurous food-wise, while I'm a non-religious liberal who loves cinema, music, literature, and theater, and I'm a total foodie. My husband is also a non-religious artsy liberal who is adventurous with food and otherwise. Being around my husband is so easy. Talking to him is so easy. While I did love my previous boyfriend very much at one time, it is nothing compared to the comfort, love and ease I feel with my husband. Love doesn't have to be hard. AITA. How would you feel if people questioned your love for your husband and asked if you were just sticking to him so hard because you are a drama junkie who loves the feeling of us against the world? Also, of course your mom asked you to leave and not her. You were being an asshole and trying to manufacture drama. Thread is locked because of this community's failure to abide by the rules. HTTPS link. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.